Hi Flosstube, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. Today is Monday the 21st of October 2024 and this is Flosstube 107. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I also talk about other crafts that I've been doing. I talk about walks and travels I've been on, and I also talk about books that I've been reading. Stitching's always first, so yeah. If you're returning, welcome back. It's lovely to be chatting with you all again. I've had a busy couple of weeks. I've not done much stitching, but I do have stuff to show you. So yeah, so let's get started. To start with, I have a finish. And yeah, I've got the big light on today because it's, what time is it? Yeah, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's still pitch black outside, so yeah, I've had to put the big light on. I didn't want to trust my ring light because I don't think I've charged it up over the last couple of weeks, so there's a chance it could die on me. So yeah, so we'll see how we go on with the big light. Right, so my finish is Seaside Tiny Town by Heart in Hand. I was stitching this along with my friends Ursha and Hazel, and also I always forget what they call. I'll put it on the screen. Oh, I never remember the person's name on Instagram. It's her Instagram name. So yeah. Oh dear me. Right. So that's my finish. Finished that. That was a stitch along. I've not shown it yet, so I'll show it you. You can tell it's early in the morning. Not with it yet. So right. There is my finish. I've used mainly the call for threads, which were Classic Colourworks and Weeks, but I have used one or two DMC equivalents as well. So yeah, so there we go, put it closer so it's not as washed out. So that's a finish. I'm going to make it into a drum. I also have the other two from Ursha and Hazel to finish when I get round to it and caught up with everything, which yeah, shockingly busy at the minute. Yeah, so that's my finish. So I've now had a new start. We've started, me, Hazel and myself have had a new start this weekend, and we started this, the Drawn Threads Little Bits of Christmas. We all bought it from Nimble Thimble, so you got the threads and any buttons and beads included, and I'm doing a version of this. I'm not doing that one exactly, but I'm doing the square. You can do different, however you like. It gives you different squares, and it's up to you what you do with them. So I'm stitching this on 32 count vintage country marker, and that is my progress. I've just done the word Christmas. So yeah, so that's my start on that. That'll be stitched on one day at the weekend when we do a Teams call. Not only while we're on the Teams call, but yeah, we do a Teams call on the day that we're stitching it on. 4th everywhere today. Right, so whips. First one is Dragonfield Notes by UnconventionalXStitch, Unconventional Cross Stitch. I know I call it My Dragon, and I forget to say who it's by, but it's there. So yeah, Dragonfield Note. Yeah, I presume you've heard the news about the lady who runs Unconventional Cross Stitch. She had a fire that burned her house and her business. So yeah, I'll talk about that more later. So there's my dragon. So I've been carrying on with that page. Not as much done this past 2 weeks as I wanted to, but my husband had the car for a week, so I was either on the bus or I had to take him to work so I could have the car. But yeah, so yeah, there we go, there's my dragon. This is stitched on 25 count Easy Guide by Zweigart at 1/1 full cross. And then my other whip is Stargazer by Mirabilia, but I'm not doing that version. I'm doing this version, which I think is Nicole's version. I don't know, I know I got it off Chatboard. Can't remember which chatboard it was. I saved it onto my computer because I know people ask me about it and I just can't find the conversion. But I do have the conversion if anybody's interested. You do need the chart, obviously, but yeah, I do have the conversion if anybody wants it. And I've no idea what this fabric is. Again, this was started before I wrote down what fabric I was using. But yeah, let's fold it in a bit. There we go. So there we are. There's my Stargazer so far. Let's fold it a bit more on that side. There we go. So basically I've done quite a bit of this colour down here. I did a bit of this up here as well. So yeah, it's definitely a pole stitches fabric, but I don't know what shade it is. So there we go. There's Stargazer. So I'm sorry for the light, it does wash things out a bit, but if I bring it closer it's not too bad. So yeah, there she is. Stargazer. Right, so there are all my whips so far. I do have some more stitching to show you in plans because I'm changing things about. But I'm going to show you my crochet first. Yeah. Let's get this. So crochet, I've been crocheting this dragon that's on the cover of this book, which is Unicorns, Dragons and More Fantasy Amigurumi, and it's by doesn't say who it's by. Meteor Books, that's all it says. So yeah, I'll put a link down below. I think you can still get it from Amazon. But yeah, I got this quite a while ago, and I started crocheting this dragon a while ago. And then when I finished my last gnome, the bellflower gnome, I decided I need to get this finished before I start any more amigurumi. So I'm not doing it in that colour though. I did it in my own colours, and I call this at the moment, it's my slug with ears. So this is what I've done so far. So it's got his tail on, it's got his tummy on, he's got his ears, and then I have done his front legs with the pads on the bottom, but I'm not sewing them on yet till I've done his back legs, and I can sew them all on at the same time, and then I know they're going to look right. But yeah, I call him my slug. So yeah, he's got purple. He's purple. Somebody, when I went to knitting group the other day, somebody said it's Barney, Barney the dinosaur, if you remember from children's TV. So yeah, there we go. So that's my crochet that I'm doing at the moment. So that's my crochet. Right, let's go and talk about what my plans are now. So over the last few months I've realised that I'm not getting the time to do my 24 hours of cross stitch, a cross stitch challenge. I'm getting some done, but I'm not finishing it because I just don't have the time. So I've decided I'm going to go back to doing a rotation, which is what I used to do several years ago. But I've come up with categories for the rotation. I know Amy Globetrotting Stitcher does categories, so I've written it down. So I'm going to do it in November and December as like a trial run to iron out any tweaks, to do any additions, taking things off or whatever, any changes that need to be done. Going to do in November and December, and then it'll be run properly from January. We'll see how it goes. Because doing this won't include any new starts. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, because like I could add categories to it. We'll see. The idea is that I've chosen 8 categories, and I've chosen a whip for each category. And then in a month, I'll stitch on each category for 3 days. They'll go in order. I've numbered them 1 to 8, and then obviously I'm going to get to stitch more than those 8 in 1 month, because I'm only going to do 3 days each. I'm not going to go over it. If I don't get to stitch for those 3 days, that thing doesn't get stitched on. If I only get to stitch on 1 day, it only gets stitched on 1 day. I'm not going to, otherwise I could end up doing the same thing over the month. So yeah, that wouldn't happen. I'd just get fed up and think, yeah. So I'm going to tell you the categories as I show you the things I've picked for them. So my first category, oh, and the other thing is that these things stay until they're finished. I don't change that category until that item is finished, in theory. So I'm going to show you my first one. So the first category is Fancy Lady. Fancy Lady is basically anything by Lavender and Lace, Mirabilia, Bella Filipina, so anything like that. So it's not necessarily going to be a lady, it's going to be one of those sorts of designs. So my first one is going to be Sweet Dreams, because I really must get this finished. And as you can see, I don't have much to do. Only the wreath that's missing is all that needs to be done on Sweet Dreams. So, as you can see, yeah, that's all that needs doing. But as you can see, it's very confetti heavy in those flowers. So, yeah, but that is my first Fancy Lady that's going to get done. So there you go. This is my, you've heard me say it before, this is my oldest whip. This has been a whip for probably for over 30 years. Don't remember when I started it. It was when my children were little. My youngest is now 30, nearly 31. Yeah, that's my oldest whip. So yeah, there we go. I'm going to move my dragon, my crochet, because yeah, things will start falling off if I put things on top of him. Right, the second category is smalls, so any ornament, any, anything small, basically, and basically an ornament, something that needs making into some sort of ornament. Oops, there we go, I'm already throwing things about. And the thing I've chosen for this is Holy Mud Biscornu by Barbara Designs. So as you can see, it's pigs and mud. And that is what I've got done so far. So this uses DMC threads, and I think it's a DMC colour variations, that's the blue. So yeah, so basically you're just doing four of this. I did the Biscornu, didn't I? Yeah, basically it's just 4 corners with the same picture, and then you do the bottom. So that's, and I don't know what the fabric is on all of these things because I've just pulled them out of my box. So yeah, there we go. So that's Holy Mud Biscornu, that's my first small. My next one, I'll talk about my nails later, I've just thought, yeah, my nails, yeah. My number 3 category is full coverage. Okay, so anything that's full coverage. The first one's going to be QS Spirit of Winter Robin by Heaven and Earth Designs. Is it Ciro Marchetti? You designed it. So yeah, that's going to be my first full coverage piece. This one is in my current acrostic, but I'm not going to do it unless I get time to do it at the end. So that's my progress so far, and I know this is 25 count easy guide by DMC. So that's that so far. That's that one. My next category, number 4, is nature. So that could be anything to do with animals, it can be landscapes, it can be trees, anything to do with nature. Yeah. So some people will be happy to see this because I keep getting messages saying what's happened to this one, and it is Raspberries with Butterfly by Luca-S. It's a kit, and I'm going to do this as my nature piece till it's finished. And that is my progress on that so far. I do love this, it just looks so natural. So yeah, it'd be good to get this one done. This is just, it's the fabric that came in the kit, so it's 16 count AIDA yeah, there we go. And then my next category is holidays / celebrations. So Christmas, Halloween, birthdays, anniversaries, anything like that. And I've pulled out this one for that, my Christmas list by Silver Creek Samplers. This has been going for a while, so I just thought, yeah, let's get that one finished. As you can see, these are at varying degrees of done. So some will take a while and some won't take so long, and this is one that I think won't take so long. Again, don't know what this fabric is. It's a FLOSSTUBERS fabric. But yeah, there we go. So I'm down to wrapping presents. I started at the top and I'm going down to the bottom. So yeah, that's that one. Sorry for the creases again, just got them out of the bag. I don't iron until they're finished, and I'm finishing them. So that's holidays / celebrations. The next category, number 6, is seasons. So anything to do with spring, summer, autumn, winter. And the one I've pulled out for this is the Drawn Threads Autumn Garden. So yeah, that I don't think this will take too long. Now the house is done, as I'll show you in a second, because all the other bit, it's just bits, the others. So yeah, I think it'll take a couple of months at least, but yeah, it's not going to take too long. That was a kit that I got from Nimble Thimble as well. I always get my Drawn Thread kits kitted up from Nimble Thimble. She sells them kitted up. And that's my progress. So as you can see, the house is done. So yeah, I just need to get the rest of it done. Yeah, that's that one. And then number 7 is alphabet / words. Anything with alphabet on or to do with words, with a quote on or anything like that. And the one I've picked for that is When Life Is Done by Silver Creek Samplers. I started this on the anniversary of my dad's passing. It was the first year of my dad's passing. We're now on 5 years since he passed, and it's not finished. So yeah, this one needs finishing. This fabric was just a piece of grab bag fabric from Paul Stitches. And that is my progress. So as you can see, all the words are done. I just have to finish the bottom bit. So the gravestone basically. And I don't know whether there's something over here. Let me have a look. Yeah, there's a bit of grass under her. So there's not much. This isn't going to take long at all. But yeah, I just need to get it finished. So yeah. That shouldn't take long at all. So that's that one. And then my last category, number 8, is my wild card category. And I know Amy, Globetrotting Stitcher, has that for anything that doesn't fit into the other categories that she has. But I'm having it as also as that, but as well as anything that I want to get done. So it could fit into one of the other categories, but I just want to get it finished. So yeah, it's just my wild card, anything basically. And for that I've chosen Simple Gifts Christmas by Praiseworthy Stitches, because this one's been in a Mowit box for a while, and I just thought, yeah, let's just get it done. So yeah, because I have a few of these Praiseworthy Stitches Simple Gifts charts. I know I've got Grace as a whip, so that'll probably become my next wild card, I'm not sure yet. But yeah, Simple Gifts Christmas is my wild card for this first go. And I know I stitched on this not so long ago. Where are we going with this? Let's fold it in a bit. There and there. There we go. Right. See, I've done too much now. Right. So there we go. That's my progress on that. So it's not too far off a finish. It'll take a while, but yeah, not too far. So there we go. That's my wild card. Yeah. So that's my rotation. Starting 1st of November, that's what I'm going to be stitching on. It'll also save having whips everywhere, because every month I've been changing whips for the acrostic, where now I'm just going to be having those until something's finished, and then I'll just add something else into it. But I'm also going to carry on stitching on my dragon as my daily stitch. I'm going to be stitching on my stitch along with my friends Ash and Hazel. That's on a Saturday or a Sunday. And then I'm also going to get back to doing Sunday stocking sal. Don't know, I think it's still a sal, I'm not sure. I'm going to go back to doing my stocking on a Sunday. So probably if Sunday's my stocking day and it ends up being my sal day, I'll miss that day on my rotation. That won't be included because I'll be stitching on those two things. If my sal's on a Saturday and then stocking Sunday, then I can still include my other thing. I can do two things in one day. So yeah. So stocking, Martha's stocking by Shepherd's Bush. This is being stitched for my granddaughter Skylar. So yeah, sorry Sammy, it won't be finished for this Christmas. I still need to actually make my granddaughter bees into a stocking because that's on my pile to be done, as well as other people's things. But yeah, Martha's stocking. And all I got done on this when I stopped stitching on it was that part of the dress. So yeah, so it'll be good to get back into a routine of stitching on my stocking every Sunday. So that's that. Because I have this, and then I also started Christian's stocking for my youngest grandson, Arthur. So yeah, I need to get this finished, and then I can get Arthur's done, and then I might get round to doing myself and my husband a stocking as well. So yeah, so they're my plans going from 1st of November. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I'm doing it these last two months of the year just to iron out any problems, any tweaks, anything like that. But I thought 3 days is a good length of time for me before I get bored. Just stitching on that one thing. So we'll see how it goes. My next video will be on the... Oh, it won't be on the 2nd or 3rd because I'm busy that weekend. I'll probably be filming on the 4th of November, so I've already probably finished one thing. I'll talk about what I'm doing in November in a minute. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Best laid plans and all that. So, what else am I talking about? Stash enhancement. Okay, right, so first I'm going to show you this. This is one thing I bought from Nimble Thimble when I went the other week and I forgot to show it. It's The Boys Are Back in Town by Just Another Button Company. You may remember I stitched Girls' Night Out, which is the similar sort of thing. This is The Boys Are Back in Town, and you get all the buttons that go with it. Basically, you're only paying for the buttons because the chart's free. So yeah. So that's that. And then, as I said, UnconventionalXStitch, unconventional cross stitch, had a fire, burnt the house down. There was a big thing about buying at least one PDF from UnconventionalXStitch to help out, and I bought Pegasus in the same series as my dragon. Don't know when this will get done, but I've got the chart. So yeah, it was. I was debating whether to pick this or the Centaur. Anyway, I picked this. I like the blue in this, so yeah. I might also get the Centaur. We'll see. There's a lot of brown in the Centaur, so yeah. So I got that. So yeah, and then I got this needle minder from Chapel View Crafts. I've been after this for a while. That's the card for Chapel View, but yeah, it's basically cake. It's a piece of cake, a piece of Battenberg, and a jammy dodger on a plate. So yeah, that's the needle minder. And then Chapel View Crafts. They're on Etsy, but they also have a website, chapelviewcrafts.co.uk. I'll put a link down below. So yeah, I've been after it for a while, and I got it. So, and then I forgot to show this last time. Hazel, Pretty Little Thread Keeps, gave me this when we met up the other week. another dragon eye thread keep, and it's got a little book charm. That's a little book on there. So yeah, so I've got another dragon eye thread keep, so thank you, Hazel. There we go. I'll put a link down to her below as well. Don't fall off. Right, and then that's all my stash enhancement this month. Not bothered apart from yeah. Right. Next, I'll talk about my nails. Right, my nails. So basically, my nails are. I'll go on here. This one is glitter. This one is chrome. This one is matte. This one is tipped with glitter, and then this one is matte. Oh boy, all the same colour. Just boy. So yeah, they're my nails for this three weeks. I had them done on Friday. So yeah, I like having my nails done again. Yeah. Right. I have got the fan on, so you've been able to hear it. It's on low, so that's why I'm still warm. The heating's on. Although no, it's not me. It should be. Or if I turn this radiator off, I'll probably turn this radiator off because this room gets too warm anyway. Right. Walk. Went on a walk last weekend with my friend from work. We started off from something called the Atom Panopticon. It's a panopticon up near Colne in Lancashire. There'll be a slideshow at the end with all the pictures. Basically, it looks like a bean and it's got holes in it. You can go in it and you can see outside. You can, if you don't know what a panopticon is, basically, it's a viewing. You can view everywhere around you from inside and from outside. It started off. It was a prison, and it's a way of controlling people, where people will behave if they think they're being observed all the time. So yeah, master's study, did all about it. So yeah. But yeah, so they made several panopticons. You may remember the singing ringing tree that I went to the other week. There's one called the Halo, which I've not been to yet. That's for the future. There's the Atom that I went to last time, and then there's one in Blackburn. Apparently, that's not as good because it's not been looked after as well. But I've not seen that one yet either. So yeah. So anyway, so we started off. There's a car park near the Atom, and then we walked. We did 6.5 miles, yeah, and we went past Wycoller Hall, which is the remains of a hall. There's pictures at the end. We saw lots of alpacas. There was an alpaca farm and there were fields full of alpacas. We saw some ducks. We saw lots of sheep, lots of cows. It was an okay day. It was quite overcast, what I can remember, but it wasn't raining. It was quite a nice day. So yeah, it was a lovely walk. I've not been walking this weekend. I've had a really busy weekend. Yesterday I took a walk leader from the coach rambles over to Saltaire, and he went off doing his recce for the walk for the trip we're doing on the 3rd of November, which is why I can't do filming on 3rd of November. And my husband came with us, and me and my husband went for a wander around. So yeah, I was out all day yesterday. So yeah, it's just been busy. Next weekend I'm at the Yorkshire Stitching Retreat at Hollins Hall. So I won't be walking next weekend. The weekend after, as I just said, we've got the coach ramble, and then on the Saturday it's the Cheshire Stitching Day. So I'm booked on that, so I'll be going there. So there won't be any walking that weekend, apart from coach ramble, obviously. I'll be doing the coach ramble walk, and I'll probably do the one that the guy wrecked yesterday. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, the walk I did last weekend was lovely. So pictures at the end about that. Right. Books. So yeah, so thank you everybody for your comments about me talking about my books. I've just bought myself a reading journal, and I'm not using it yet till the new year because it's got there's a thing in the front for listing the books you read, a daily reading tracker, reading log, and it starts from January. So I thought, well, if I start this in January, but then you get pages where you can do a review of your book. So you can put all the information there, ask you a couple of questions, and any thoughts and notes there. And I thought that would be good to do for the books that I read, because people have asked if I can talk about what the books are about and things, and I thought, well, I need something to write it down, because usually I read several books in a couple of weeks, and yeah, I'll forget. So I thought if I do that from January, and then I can look at that before I do my video. So that's my reading journal. I got that off Amazon as well. So the books I read. Right, I've listened to Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, the second book following on from The Fourth Wing. But I listened to it as an audiobook, but it was a graphic audiobook, and it was so good because it was like they say, a movie in your mind. You had different people doing different characters, and you had sound effects, so it made it quite interesting. I've listened to graphic audio before. The Way of Kings, Brandon Sanderson. I listened to that series during COVID as graphic audio, and they were really good doing that. I tried listening to the book just normally, and I just couldn't get into it. And then my son said try graphic audio, and I did, and it was fantastic. So yeah, I listened to the Brandon Sanderson series. So when I saw this as a graphic audio, I thought, yeah, I'm going to try that, and it was really good. So basically, yeah, it carries on from the first book. It's dragon riders, and they're battling with Wyvern, an enemy. So yeah, it's quite good. These books, the Fourth Wing books, they're more like a young adult type book, but yeah, they're really good. I've also started Moon Over Soho, which is the second book in the Rivers of London books by Ben Aaronovitch. I'm listening to this one. I've not listened to much, but it is something to do with somebody's going around killing musicians. So yeah, jazz musicians. I can't get the words out. Musicians. Yeah. So yeah, so I'll tell you more about that next time when I'll have finished it. Dorothy Whipple, that I talked about last time. This is my Dorothy Whipple book, The New Mr. Knight by Dorothy Whipple. That's where I'm up to. I've read 9.5 chapters. This paper's what I'm using as a bookmark, because that's telling us about the event that we've got at the library on the 9th of November, where we go and watch the film of the book. But yeah, up to now, it's basically about a man called Mr. Blake who meets Mr. Knight, that's from the title, who's a financier, and gets quite friendly with him. And Mr. Knight helps Mr. Blake to buy back the factory that his brother lost. So that's where I'm up to. Mr. Knight's helped him to buy back the factory. So yeah, it's quite good. It was written in the 1930s, and you can tell with the writing it's an older book. But yeah, I am enjoying it. I take it to work, and like when I start work early, when I'm not driving, I start work early. I go in the staff room and read for half an hour before I start work. So yeah, I've been reading it there. So they're the books that I've read, or I've been reading for the past couple of weeks. The graphic audio of Iron Flame, it was actually 2 books on Audible, and I think the first one was something like 11.5 hours, and the second one was nearly 10 hours. So that took quite a long time to listen to. But yeah, it was good though. I did really enjoy that. I enjoyed The Fourth Wing, just reading and listening to it, but the graphic audio just makes it more lifelike. But yeah, so it was good. So yeah, I think that's about it for today, because I've talked about everything on my list, and I was there thinking it's not going to take me long today. I've not got much to talk about, and we're on, yeah. I've took a while. So yeah, so as I said, next weekend I'm at the Yorkshire Stitching Retreat. The weekend after I'm Cheshire Stitching and Coach Ramble. So I'll have a lot to talk about on my next video. Hopefully I'll have a lot of stitching to show as well. I've started my rotation. So yeah, so have a good 2 weeks. Take care of yourselves and those you love. Be kind always. Happy stitching. Bye for now.